What's up, everyone? I'm Sas Gowda, the founder and executive director here at Confidence Capital. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to debate. So without further ado, let's get this video started. In debate, there are what I like to call the 6 C's of debate, the first of which is critical thinking. Critical thinking is a skill that you learn in Model UN, but in debate you can learn it to a greater extent. Because in debate, when people are questioning you about your case, you have to be able to think on the spot, and that is how you develop critical thinking. With communication, you have to be able to present your speech. So knowing public speaking and knowing how to speak is how you improve your communication. With collaboration, you really only get this in modes where there are 2 people per team. An example is public forum, because you have to work with the partner in order to prepare your case and to go out and compete. Curiosity is an interesting one, because pretty much with anything, including Model UN and debate especially, you have to do lots of research. So having the curiosity to explore different ways of finding the research, that is a great way to develop curiosity. With confidence, being able to go out there and give speeches in front of judges, in front of friends, family, that is confidence. And the last one is civic awareness. This one I put in quotations because it's a unique one. With debate, you're learning about pressing topics of modern day. That is usually what a resolution is about. Therefore, you have to educate yourself about what's going on around you, and that is civic awareness. There are many different types of debate. However, for our purposes, we're just going to be talking about 2, public forum and Lincoln Douglas. What is public forum? Well, public forum is a current events debate where individuals give short speeches that are followed by 3-minute crossfire sections. And how many people per side? 2 people per side. Here we have the PF format. Starts off with the first speaker, which is the person that delivers a 4-minute prepared speech about your contentions, and it includes your framework. So both first speakers give a speech, and it's followed by a crossfire, where they ask each other, they try to rip apart their cases. And this leads into the second speakers giving their 4-minute speeches. With these 4-minute speeches, you use what are called rebuttals. These are counter arguments against what the previous first speaker said. So both second speakers do this, and it's followed by a 3-minute crossfire. And then there's the summary. Both first speakers go back up and they deliver 2-minute speeches. This is a quick rundown of each contention, maybe what their opponent, the second speaker, said, and their quick response to it. And it's followed by a 3-minute grand crossfire. In the first 2 crossfires, it was only between the first speaker and the second speaker in the second crossfire. In this crossfire, all 4 people take part. And you're trying to ask questions to help you build a final case, which is called your final focus. It is 2 minutes long, and the second speakers from both teams go up and they give their reasons as to why they've won their case. Usually there's something called a clash, where you and your opponent are arguing back and forth about a specific topic. You talk about that in your final focus and why you have won that point, and the judge should give you the win. Now on to Lincoln Douglas. What is Lincoln Douglas? It is a values debate that places a heavy emphasis on logic, ethical values, and philosophy. You are given a value and you have to uphold that value through your contention/arguments. How many people per side? 1 person per side. Here we have the LD format. In PF, they're pro and the con. Those are the 2 sides. In Lincoln Douglas, we call it the affirmative and the negative. So the affirmative will go first, and they give a 6-minute speech. With this speech, they are outlining their framework, which is called values in Lincoln Douglas, as well as their contentions to back it up. Then, it's followed by 3-minute cross-examination. It's like PF, but in PF you can argue back and forth. In Lincoln Douglas, a cross-ex, only the negative can ask the questions and the affirmative answers, and vice versa. Then, the negative will give their constructive speech. With the constructive speech, you usually want to spend maybe about 3 to 4 minutes with your arguments, your contentions, and spend the remainder of those 7 minutes attacking your opponents with rebuttals. Then comes a cross-X by the affirmative. The affirmative, it's like the previous cross-X, but the affirmative is the one asking questions to the negative about their case and about their rebuttals. Then the affirmative will go up and give their rebuttal. And since the affirmative constructive speech, as you can tell, was 1 minute shorter than the negative constructive speech, there's time with this rebuttal to attack your opponent's contentions. You want to spend all 4 minutes of your rebuttal doing that. Then comes the negative rebuttal and summary. The negative, since they only have 2 speeches, you have to combine your rebuttals, which is just if your opponent brought up anything new in the affirmative rebuttal, you want to attack that. And with the summary, you want to give your judge the voting issues, why you feel you have won. Similar to PF, you want to base it off a clash, or you and your opponent are arguing back and forth about a specific idea, value, contention. You want to show your judge why you've done a better job than your opponent. And then the affirmative gives their 3-minute summary, and in this one, you want to spend pretty much a chunk of it going through voting issues, talking about clash, and telling the judge why you should have won the round. In debate, there are regional, state, and national level competitions. Regional level competitions, at least in my experience, are privately run. There is a group called WACFL in the DC area that hosts a preliminary tournaments as well as playoff tournaments. The next level up is states. In some cases, regionals directly lead you to states. For example, I compete also in a league called VHSL, where you have to qualify in regionals in order to make it to states. And there are some others, though, that you don't have to. And the final level up is nationals. There are 2 main circuits, NSDA and NCFL. The NSDA, there are state qualifiers. Basically, everyone from your state has to compete against each other in order to qualify for nationals. With NCFL, there are private Catholic forensic leagues, like I have the WACFL I just told you about. If you win the playoffs there, you can qualify for NCFL. And on a side note, there are individual competitions like TOC, the Tournament of Champions. These are internationally known competitions, and you have to qualify them via what are called bids, which is how well you perform at the regional or state level. In debate, there are monthly topics that are provided by a group like the NSDA. And with these monthly topics, you can prepare your research in 2 ways. The first way is to just simply do an internet search about the topic. You can find some great resources as well as publications that really go in depth about a topic. The second way is by purchasing briefs. Now, there are some free briefs out there, but you do have to do a little bit of digging. But basically, briefs are written by independent people, whether it be a group or just an individual, and they cover everything about a topic. They have arguments for both sides, they have counter arguments, which are called rebuttals in debate to them, and they even have topic analyses, which are in-depth explanations that are written by experienced debaters that have won championships, etc. And once you've done your research, then it's time to write your speech. Now, different debates have different styles of speeches, so you have to know which style of debate you're doing, and they usually have templates online you can follow, or if you watch another YouTube video, you can see how people format their speeches. And with these speeches, there are usually 2 things that every speech has in common. The first of which is a framework, a goal you have to uphold. In different debates, they're called different things. In public forum, it's a framework. In Lincoln Douglas, it's a value. And there are also contentions, and these are arguments. And from my understanding, it's universal that these arguments that support said framework are called contentions. And once you've done your research, I would recommend scheduling a mock debate with a friend or someone who's in your debate club, because you get the experience of arguing with somebody and you can try out some new things and you can learn ahead of the competition. I mean, it's helped me a lot in my experience, that I can say for sure. And the night before, I just recommend one thing. Get a good night's sleep and tell yourself the same thing that I do. You rock this. Like with MultiWin, debate really does help you out on your college application. Not only do you learn all of these skills, You get to go to competitions, you can win awards, meet new people. It's just, on the whole, a great experience. I would definitely recommend that you try out debate, regardless of what the format is, and tell a friend or two about it because they can benefit from it as well. So with that, we wrap up this video. In the comments, let me know what your favorite type of debate is if you're an active debater. If you're not an active debater, then let me know what type of debate stands out to you. So with that, bye everyone.